Hey friends, welcome back to Stappystamper. My name is Terry Stapp and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Central Texas. Today we're starting a new series of 3 videos featuring the Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder. We're kind of coming to the end of the Halloween season, have a little bit of time before Christmas really kicks in. We need to get going with some Thanksgiving plans. So I thought this would be a great kind of end of fall going into the Thanksgiving season some cards to feature. We're still sweltering here in Central Texas, so not really quite ready to break out the Christmas supplies yet. So hopefully that'll be coming soon. Okay, the card that we're going to make today looks like this. Bring it down just a little bit. It is a spotlight card. So you can see this little bit right here has been cut out and then it's kind of popped up. So it's being spotlighted. And then one of the things I really like about it is when you open it up, I love the little embossing here down at the bottom of the card as well. All right, let's talk about our supplies. So I'm going to go through the supplies and then I will pop up a slide that has all of the supplies listed. If you want to make the card, you can pause it when you get to there, gather your supplies. You can come back and stamp with me, or you can stamp and make these cards at a later date as well. So your base card today is 11 by 4 1/4. It's scored at 5 1/2. And I did use the basic white thick cardstock for the base. You're also going to need pecan pie, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. You're going to want 2 of those. This is our matte color today. I did use the two-tone cardstock just because I had it. It's a little bit thinner than the regular cardstock. So if you're going to mail things, you know, always trying to cut down on the weight of the cards is helpful. So you're going to need 2 pieces of that. You're going to need 2 pieces of basic white that are 5 1/4 by 4. Now, one piece I took and I ran through the embossing folder. So I ran it through the machine with the embossing folder. Then I used a 2-inch circle punch. I used my punch. And I just kind of went through and I was like, what do I want to spotlight? What part do I want to cut out? I knew I kind of wanted it down in the corner. You can put yours anywhere. I wanted mine down in the corner. So I kind of managed my my punch to get in the spotlight what I wanted to cut out. On the other piece of white, I put the bottom of the card. I just put it through the bottom of the embossing folder. Let me show you. So here's the embossing folder. I took my piece of basic white and I just kind of stuck it in the bottom like this, however much I wanted. So I stuck it in and I ran it through the machine like this. Okay, have the little embossing on the bottom, which I really, really like. I think it's beautiful. All right, with my pecan pie, I'm also going to want a 2 1/4 inch circle. I need a 1/4 inch strip of pecan pie. And then I need my sentiment strip. I am making another happy anniversary card. I have people that I give anniversary cards to every single month. So I do happy birthday cards and anniversary cards to a lot of people every month. So I need a lot of those types of cards. I just used the happy anniversary sentiment. I think it came from the mixed labels set, and used one of my favorite punches to punch it out. It fit right in there perfectly. And then I am back to my irregular weave trim. I just made a little bow, and I'm so proud of myself. I have a whole stash of ribbons that I've used a little bit of. And look at this. This is all I have left of my irregular weave trim. And I'm so proud of myself for using almost all of this completely up. Okay, next is the slide. So I'm going to pop up the slide that has all of these listed. You pause the video and gather your materials, and then I'll see you right back here, and we will put these parts and pieces together to make a beautiful card. Alrighty, I hope you have your stuff together and are ready to stamp. If you gathered your supplies and you want to work together, go ahead and pull the piece of 5 1/4 by 4, the basic white. That is your inside piece. Maybe you ran it through an embossing folder. Maybe you just have a little strip of paper. Maybe you have several strips of paper, or maybe you stamped it. Whatever you want the inside of your card to be, I'm going to pull that piece, and then I'm pulling the 1 1/4 inch strip. And I'm going to use my liquid glue. So what I'm going to do is, just to kind of set this piece apart, I'm going to glue this right to the top. So you can see it creates a nice little edge. I'm going to run my liquid glue. I'm just going to run a little bead of glue right across here. And then have that little strip on there. Okay, it is longer. This is the way I like to do mine. I cut my little strips longer like that, and then I can take my scissors and trim it flush to the sides so I don't have any pieces that are weirdly sticking over or randomly short and there's a piece of white showing through. All right, you're going to need this piece, and you're going to need one of your pecan pie pieces. And we're going to mat this and put these two pieces together. So let's get this part done. Okay. And then I'm going to put this together. And then this is going to get put on the inside. So this is the inside of your card. Find your card base, and we're going to open that up, and we're going to put these two together now. Notice on the two-toned cardstock, it is two-toned, so there's a darker side and a lighter side. I chose the darker side, but you can choose whichever side you prefer. All right, that's the inside of the card. Done. Super simple. Next, let's work on the outside of the card. So pull your piece of your other piece of basic white that you have run through the embossing folder. You used a punch. You could have used a circle die, perhaps, but you have part of it cut out. So we're going to leave this part aside for now, and I'm going to put this piece on the other pecan pie mat. Now to do this, I am going to use my, I'm going to go back to my liquid glue because, number one, since it is embossed, the liquid glue seems to get down in those nooks and crannies, and you get a little bit better adhesion on pieces like this that are heavily embossed with your liquid glue. I also have the chance to go around this circle since it is another edge. I'm going to go around the circle, and it's a little bit easier to do with the liquid glue than it is with the tape runner. Then I'm going to take my glue, and I'm just going to drag some glue over like that. All right, this piece is going to go. Try to get it carefully without making a huge mess. I'm going to put these two pieces together. Got a little bit of glue on my fingers. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to put this piece on the front of my card, just like that. And y'all, we are almost done with our card. Super simple. This one is a striking card. It's beautiful, and people are going to go, wow, how did you make that? But look how easy it is. Okay. The last bit we need to do is our spotlight. So find your circle. And then here's the piece that we cut out. I'm going to put these two together. And then we're going to get our dimensionals. So here's some more liquid glue. Put these two pieces together. Okay. Now the spotlight part is going to kind of stick up a little bit. So I'm going to get my dimensionals here, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. So I'm going to go here, 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 and here. And then you're going to want to, oh, that's already peeled off. You're going to want to fit this back in. It's like a little puzzle. So see how it fits back in. Don't just randomly put it in there, because then it won't match up. So it was like this. I know I cut it like this, and I'm looking here. I want that to flow from here to here. So it looks like all one piece. Not quite. All right, that's matched up pretty well. Okay, there's the spotlight piece. It sticks up, and it spotlights. It makes your eye focus on this one particular part. All right, last thing, well, I guess next to the last thing, we're going to put the sentiment. So I have my happy anniversary, and I have the smaller dimensionals on here. I didn't want to, I've struggled with where to put this piece. Like, I could put it over here, I could put it up here, down here. I didn't want it to cover up a bunch of this because it's so pretty, but I couldn't find a better place. Maybe you have a place that you'd prefer. I did think about putting it over here, which wouldn't be a bad option. If you did that, you might not need dimensionals across the whole thing. You might do a couple of dimensionals here and then just glue on this side since this is already popped up. But I'm going to put my sentiment right up here. And then I'm going to take my bow and put it at the top. Now to put the bow on there, I'm going to use my glue dots and my take your pick tool to get them off of there. So I'm going to put 3 glue dots. I'm going to put one in the middle, one on this side, and one on this side, just like that. And I'm peel the tops off of there. 2 and 3. And then I'm going to take my bow and I'm just going to pop it right down on top of those glue dots and give it a press. And now I have a beautiful happy anniversary card that I give to one of my friends. I also have a son and daughter-in-law with an anniversary coming up, and I could do that as well. So, super simple card, spotlight card, spotlight technique. Really easy to do, but visually striking that will have any recipient going, wow, I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, next Wednesday, we will have another card using the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. That'll be card number 2 of 3. So stay tuned next week. Tune in. And between now and then, happy stamping.